So, what is going on, guys? My name is Lethal, and welcome back to another episode of Leethal's Take. In today's episode, we are going to be covering what happened at Dreamhack Malmo, as well as what we have learned from that event. Just like we did last week with ESL1 New York, there was another major event that happened quite soon afterwards, which is the one we're going to be talking about today. So, some of the points may overlap as what I said last week because of the competitions being so near. However, there's a lot of positive things we can take from this event, a couple of negatives depending on what team you support. But got a lot of points. I'm gonna just kind of get through as many as possible, and yeah. So let's jump straight into it. The first point I want to make is about NA struggling in this event. Teams like Liquid, teams like EG, both crashed out in the group stages. I think I read something on Twitter that Liquid crashing out of this group stage is the first time they've done it with Stewie in the lineup. I could be wrong, but I think that's what I remember reading. I don't want to make excuses for the NA teams, but I will just leave this here just so you guys can make your own decision. They did travel, so New York, which was the weekend before this one just gone, it was finished on the Sunday, and then on the Monday, all the teams from that went to New York, so your Astralis, your Liquids, your EGs, had to fly from New York to Malmo in Sweden, which I think flight time is about 10 to 11 hours. I could be wrong on that one, but it was a lot of traveling, and some analysts, some people have decided to throw the word jet lag around, that they were pretty jet lag, which is understandable. Obviously, making that travel time is obviously huge, and going changing time zones and everything like that, and then having to play the next day is obviously probably not good for your health, or just good for them in general, considering how soon it is after, like, crossing from one side of the world to the other. So I will leave that there. However, they did struggle. Liquid crashed out in I think they lost to Greyhounds, and then EG I can't remember who they lost to, but they both crashed out in the group stages. So hopefully they can all repeat their form. There's also rumours that NAF was going to be kicked off. However, every journalist and even Liquid themselves came out and just said this is a load of rubbish. It's not going to happen. So I'm looking forward to seeing what EG and Liquid can do to bounce back, and hopefully they can, because as I get into future points, or at the end of this video, you'll see why I'm so optimistic about Counter-Strike. So let's get into all of this. Is some positive stuff. Let's start with Na'Vi. Na'Vi are looking back to the Na'Vi that everybody loved. Ever since Zeus's retirement, which obviously it's sad to see such a legend of the game retire. They added in Guardian, so he takes over the main open role back from Simple, and then Boomich has took over the in-game leadership. They looked absolutely amazing. They lost to nope, they lost to Vitality 2-1, which kind of sucks. However, what I saw of them is definitely impressed me. This slow style they had under Zeus, very methodical, very tactical, has kind of been rearranged and readjusted to a more faster paced style. They still have that in their back pocket, so they can resort to a more tactical and methodical approach. However, under Boomich, it seems that they do want to try and change their identity almost, and that this new fast-paced style is something they're trying to implement. They look really good doing it. Guardian looks to be a solid addition. He looks to be not quite back to full-on Guardian, but he is looking pretty good. Simple being freed up more, had a pretty good event. I think he was in the top 3 with Zywoo and Device, I want to say. But they all looked pretty good, and Navi obviously sadly lost to Vitality, but they do look back to their best form. That leads me very nicely on to my next point about Vitality. Vitality have looked pretty good with Shocks. They made it to the final, however they did lose to future champions Fnatic. As if they got to the final, but yeah, they played well. They had a bit of shaky moments, however it is a pretty new team. I think it's only been a couple weeks out from the tournament, but they look all right. Give it a bit more time, and if Shocks can develop his star form again, then we should see a very strong Vitality moving forward. I do want to also throw G2 in there. G2 obviously having next round Hunter. They didn't do too great at this event, however they yet again had some moments where it looked promising. A lot of new exciting teams. I think there was something like 8 teams out of the 16 that were new rosters going into this event, which obviously, given them time and chance to practice, means we've got a very exciting few months. So the next point, which I kind of mentioned with Fnatic. Fnatic were extremely impressive. They ended up winning the event. JW looked to be back to his JW form that we knew from those dominating eras with Fnatic. Broland, the young star in that team, looked very solid. Golden style of calling, just some of their mid-round reads when I watched was absolutely impressive. Crims and Flusher being those stable two pillars, the team as a whole looked extremely good. I'm hoping they can continue that form into future events because it's always nice to see Fnatic back to their number one best, and congratulations to them for winning the event, being Vitality. So the last 2 points I've got are kind of down points if you are an Astralis and Mouse fan. Obviously, Astralis did crash out in the semi-finals. However, to have them back playing well is obviously a good thing. It's glad to see since them winning the major, they are still at that level or this high competitive level. We're just hoping that over the future time they can get back up to that world class world class level that they were at before the or just before Liquid went on their era or their run. And if that happens, it's as I keep referencing, it's going to be an extremely competitive year coming into CS. Last point I want to make is sadly that Mouse Sports did crash out in the quarterfinals. However, they're just missing that little bit at the very end of games. They have all the ability, they just need just something a little extra, and then they will be fighting for top four spots and potentially championships in the future. With all this being said, I want to end the video on a pretty positive note and saying the future for CS looks extremely bright. It's looking extremely competitive, and I can be sure I'm definitely like excited, and hopefully you guys are too, to see what is going to happen over the future and just see what sort of teams form and what teams can go on and win. But I hope you have a great day, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you on the next episode.